Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the KDL. As always, I'm joined by Dilly. Dilly, how did you enjoy your 30-minute break?
In anticipation, waiting for this game.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Yeah, I spent it trying to fix the overlay, so we have no more overlay issues. All right, you clowns.
And we are getting right into the champ select. We're seeing a Riven ban, respect towards Exoria. That is his champion that he's known for. So they're banning that there. And then the Ivern on the side of GenG, one of Nya's, or Nya, I always forget how to say it, one of his preferred champions and one of the ones that he's very proficient on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially the Ivern pick really does enable Jay to excel in the bot lane. Right, Jay? Or is it JT? I keep forgetting. They're both on the same
JT
team,
and
right?
JT is the bot laner, Jay is the top laner.
Okay, so JT. I'm sorry, JT. Anyway, as we see the Thresh band, YB definitely has shown a preference for that. Nivea band on the side of Genji. Can we just have like a KDL agreement that like nobody should be allowed to play Nivea? Champion is lame.
I mean, it's a good champion, so with very few counter picks. It's very
Hmm.
safe laning, does a lot of damage late. It's just really, really good pick. And we see the Vex ban as well on the side of GME. So they're throwing two bans towards Tarim in the mid lane. Could also be a support Vex, but I don't think that's really YB's style. So I think it's definitely targeted towards Tarim.
Yeah, I mean, Vex doesn't have like the best win rate support, but I like playing her there. She's pretty fun. I give it a good old time. As we do see the red team waiting to lock in their last ban, and they will go for the Lulu. Two things, Ivern and Lulu, definitely what they used GME to get JT really far ahead in their last game against World Enders, I believe.
Yep, that was their first game. Their last game was against HBC.
Well, they did like the same thing, I think. They played like Lulu and Ivern, right?
Not Ivern, that was banned. They did play the Lulu though.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, definitely taking away some comfort. We do see the first pick Corki. Bidoof is known to be a very proficient Corki player, really does enjoy playing that champion. Not surprised to see him pick it up here.
Nope, not surprised at all. It's definitely one of his preferred champions, and every time we see it on him, like you said, he's just absolutely smurfing in the game.
Hmm. As we do see a Caitlyn and a Lux picked. Um, I would assume both of those are bot lane, but not entirely sure. Definitely Lux sort of in the same vein of Thresh, definitely really relying on the one skill shot landed to have really a lot of efficacy. So it'll be interesting to see YB try to pilot the Lux. Obviously besides that having a very different playstyle. So yeah, going to be interesting to see there. As we do see the Ezreal locked in for JT. Not a champion we've seen a lot of this KDL season. Definitely last season and this season before. A lot of people picking Ezreal, for his safety and for his high damage. Sort of has fallen out of vogue this season, but yeah, interesting to see him picked up.
Yeah, he kind of just fell to the wayside because of lethal tempo ADCs. Most people picking up like the Jinx, the Vayne. Um, we see Henry's Twitch being banned, so champions like that can really abuse it. They're the ones that people have been gravitating towards. As we see the Braum pick up here, Ezreal Braum, classic bot lane, one of our favorite bot lanes to play. Really strong in 2v2 fights if you can get on top of them. Quickly
Hmm.
apply the Braum passive.
Obviously me, big fan of Braum. Anytime I can play him, I really do like playing him. Sort of deciding that they just giving up the lane. Braum not really having the pressure to contest Caitlyn and Lux, both being a bit too long range for him, but still has the potential of doing something a bit more.
And
Um,
you say giving up the lane, but to be fair, trying to outlane a Caitlyn Lux in terms of pressure is very difficult.
what's Victor? What?
I think they missed their last pick, so the third pick on red side is Victor.
And the game just okay. So it's a Victor. I don't know how. I mean, I guess because they don't want to just randomly give you a champion.
Yeah, it would just skip it instead of randomly giving you one.
Yeah, okay. So Victor to contest the Corki, two basically mages in the mid lane. Corki obviously having a bit more presence with the package to go around the map. Victor, we've seen Terran play it a little. You can play pretty safe early, and then once you get the crown and upgrades on each of your abilities, you become a pretty aggressive force in the game.
Yeah, Victor just mostly off of base stats with a little bit of AP. He just does a really good job of dealing damage and staying alive at the same time. Penelope showed us a very strong showing of that when we played.
Mm-hmm. As we see some top laners and some junglers being banned away. Once again, I don't know why GenG keeps banning the GP. I don't see anyone else talking about playing it. Maybe Jay would pick it, but I don't know. At least for me, it seems like that's an Exoria pick for the most part. As we see, there was a missed ban. Let's go to the client. Gwen was the last ban. Not surprising to see there. Exoria has really favored the Gwen in a lot of these games. Report JT as well. That's unlucky. This thing is actually a little easier to use than Pro Draft I've seen. So it's surprising to see that everyone's really messing it up. As we see a Jarvan picked for Tanner here. Jarvan seems like a bit of an odd pick for me, especially considering the fact that everybody on the side of GME at this current state can just dash or flash or E out of the Cataclysm. But Jarvan is a pretty good frontliner. You could bait out that mobility and then ult afterwards, but it's going to be hard for him. We're going to have to see how much value Tanner can really get in this game as Jarvan. As we do see the Trundle picked in response. Trundle, obviously a bit annoying for Jarvan to skirmish early. He's sort of like the anti like early game skirmisher in a sense, where like he's really good into like Olaf, Lee Sin, Viego, Jarvan, these champions that really want to get in your face early. Trundle sort of nullifying that with his chomp and the stealing of AD. So we'll have to see what else they decide to pair that with, and it will be a Jace. A lot of damage on the GME comp here, and it's gonna be really up to this Braum and Trundle to disengage and keep everyone alive.
And this Teemo hover will most certainly not actually be a Teemo because we are lacking a top laner here. Maybe Exoria pulls it out.
Teemo is the top.
I don't see it happening, but you never know.
It's a Yone. It's a Yone top. Another Yone. Haven't seen Exoria's Yone. That's gonna be a bit of an interesting one for this game. Really pumped to see that actually.
Yeah, it'll definitely be an interesting one to see. Not sure how the Yone Jace matchup goes. I feel like it is Jace sided at the moment with the shield bow nerfs and lethal tempo changes.
Yeah. I think every Jace matchup obviously is pretty good early for Jace. But if Jace were to mess up and give a kill over to the Yone, it could be a bit more problematic.
Definitely could snowball one way or the other here. You could expect to see junglers paying attention to top lane a lot here because they want to see both of these champions get ahead on their side.
I just saw the quite educated Code Phoenix in chat say could be Victor top, Yone mid. Sadly, it does not look like that is the case, as it is Yone locked in for Exoria. It wouldn't make any sense to trade here. But yeah, I mean, Yone Jarvan is a lot of gank. There is a lot of gank potential here for the Jace, so wouldn't be surprised to see Trundle spending a lot of time top lane. If you really want this Jace pick to survive, you definitely need to give it a lot of attention. And Trundle Jace could definitely outskirmish a Yone Jarvan, but it just depends on how willing Nyar is to play around JT this game, or Jay this game. I'm sorry.
Well, I think he's pretty prepared to play around the top side of the map between mid lane and top lane. As we said earlier, they picked a pretty safe bot lane with Ezreal Braum. They're not exactly looking to stomp the 2v2 lane and have their jungler hover. So I
Hmm.
think they pick those champions in mind with, okay, our jungler is probably going to be top sided a lot this game, so we're going to play safe.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, especially, Ezreal Braum is a pretty safe lane. Don't really have to engage that much in the minion wave. Corki as well being a pretty safe pick mid, and especially having the packages to come top with the Trundle this game. We're just gonna have to see how this top side really pans out. Bot side's pretty even with, if anything, a little more pressure for Fishy and for YB here, and we're gonna have to see how they can really extend that to the rest of the map. It'll be interesting to see because YB really, at least from what I've seen, has very much favored the Thresh, obviously being banned this game. So it's going to be interesting to see him playing a mage sort of enchanter style support here on the Lux, who has shown to be pretty strong, at least in some of the games that I've watched, not only in KDL but in other leagues and things around the world. Lux has been proven to be a pretty strong support pick with a lot of pick potential.
Yeah, it's particularly strong with the Caitlyn. Luxbind sets up the Caitlyn traps, and you just have someone CC'd there forever, and the damage that they output is, too high, as in my opinion. But like you said, we're gonna see if they can extend that pressure up through the river into the mid lane, see what they can do, see if they can get some early dragons with that pressure, and just see how it goes. Because Braum and Ezreal, or if the Braum and Ezreal can get on top of the Lux, I feel like they can burst her down pretty quick with the Braum passive and Ezreal Qs. So we'll have to see. They definitely have to play their spacing correctly on the bot side, and jungle might be looking bot. I know I said they're probably going to be sitting top, but if they know that the other team's bot lane is going to have pressure and be pushing them in all the time, might be pretty easy to look bot.
Hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of pressure around the map, a lot of plays to be made, and if it lives to anything as our first game today, we're definitely in for another banger. Uh, and Dilly, as we look at these two teams right now, which team do you think has what it takes to take it out on top?
Well, I'm a fan of GME's team comp. I think that they've got some really strong champions on their side with some pretty decent synergies. The J4 doesn't have a whole lot of alt targets if their mobility is still up. So that's what I'm looking at right now. And Yone not being the strongest just because of the recent nerfs. So I'm kind of favoring the side of GME here. Victor's still a very strong champion in the mid lane and can swing a game though.
Hmm. Victor, Yone, Caitlyn, all these champions have the ability to scale later in the game. It's not the sort of thing like last game where either team is really lacking wave clear, but also like you said, I think the side of GME is a very poke centric comp, and not really having the hard engage to get onto something like Ezreal, like a Corki, like a Jace, is going to be a detriment for them, and it's going to be really up to Exoria getting really good flanks, or YB setting up really good picks to open something up for them this game.
Exactly, and that's kind of how GME is going to want to play their comp. They're going to want the J4 to engage onto them, the Yone to engage onto them because they just want to kite back, apply the Braum passive, and poke them down. That's playing the comp correctly there with Trundle Pillar as well. It's just you have a lot of kite back potential with them.
Yep. You always give such good insight, Dilly. I really appreciate that.
And we're going to load into the game. Pray for no Nocturnal.
I always pray for no Nocturnal. This is the one, baby. I believe.
We'll be finding out in a moment.
Important thing to note: the Braum has no skin, and that's tough. And YB's using Steel Legion Lux. Really looking for that competitive advantage early. I see. As whoo, looking like a bit of a Nocturne ulti has befallen the KDL game again. Very fun. I'm so excited. I just love the Riot Game client. They do such a good job. I can't believe like no one else could do such a good job, right? Like Riot can, right, Dilly? Riot is a great company. Thank you, Bry. Dilly, you there? Dilly? Dillison? It appears we've lost Dilly, which is a bit tough. Just give me a second, because right now it is saying I have no friends on League, which is not true. Don't worry, guys. It's a classic case of the Riot client being bad. Oh, Dilly's internet went down. Okay, good. It was just Dilly's internet, not my internet. Don't worry, guys. You're here with me. Um, the chat's also down on League. Well, that's not helpful because that's the only way I can get in the game. Okay, no, it's here. Wait, no, everybody's offline. Wait, are people online? All right, people are online. All right, let me find one of the youngins. Okay, there we go. We found the game. Woo, thank God. We were this close to losing another KDL game, but we found it. Okay, sadly, this was a bug I actually saw the other. I did a cast over the weekend of a friends tournament, humble brag, but someone when we were doing that had the same issue and then it loaded in at 1 minute. So yeah, we're gonna start in 1 minute. Thankfully, nothing happened pre 1 minute, so yeah, we just get to see this beautiful. Everybody's starting on their buffs. Both teams starting bot side. As it's just me and you right now, as Dilly gets his internet fixed up. But we're gonna hop right into this KDL game with nothing crazy happening right now. Nothing of interest really. Besides, well, the interesting thing is I know at least this season, people were saying possibly first strike on Ezreal. But I've at least seen that it's not the best for Ezreal. But we do see the triple first strike on the side of GME. Did Tanner flash spectator bug? It's probably a spectator bug. Also, for some reason, other spectator bugs, I can't see TPs. I would assume everybody has a TP this game, but for some reason the TP is completely blacked out. So you're just gonna have to trust me and believe that all 4 of those summoner spells on the solo laners are all teleports. So yeah, another great day for the Riot client. They seem to be doing really well. As a lot of emotes are coming out right now from the side of GENG. Just sort of spamming the whole map with them at this point. As not much else is going on right now, just normal farming. People trying to proc their first strike. Bidoof getting a lot of first strike procs mid actually. And unsurprisingly, Jade having the pressure top lane early levels. Jace sort of exerting his pressure being a ranged champion against melee champion like Yo.
I'm back from being ganked by the internet.
Oh my god, Dilly got ganked by the internet at the same time we got Nocturne ulted.
Exactly. If you want to start up your Discord stream again.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. That might have went down because I had to close my game.
Oh,
but
good,
hey, in any case,
said all good. We're back in business now.
We're back in it. Bidoof gets stunned by the gravity well, though. He is going to have to flash out after this. Might see a follow-up flash, but instead we see a pillar here. The Chomp misses, though. The Chomp goes on a minion, and then Tarim does flash in for the kill. We might have to see Nyar flash as the EQ comes out. Really well played from Tanner as we see a double kill come out mid. Pretty surprisingly, Bidoof disrespecting the gravity well. Nyar accidentally chomping a minion. Sort of leading to the demise of both of them there, as just really well played from Tanner and Tarim. Good 2v2 skirmish for them. Tanner and Tarim now both being pretty far ahead of their counterparts. As we see more trading in the top lane, both of them about a quarter HP. Exoria did have to burn his flash earlier, as we do see more trading happening. Exoria does have the Mortal Steel knockup wound up here. Might see him engage off of it, decides not to. As in the bot lane, Jay and Stash are pushing in slightly. But, you know, not much else really happening here. As we do see some Qs landing, some arcane... What are these called? Arcane Blast, Arcane something?
Isn't it Mystic Shot?
Mystic Shot? Yeah, that's what it's called. His E is Arcane Shift. That's what
Yes.
I'm getting confused by. But yeah, not much else really happening here. Bot lane, more emotes coming out as we see YB and Fishy pushing in bot lane here, having a lot of minions in place. As we do see Tanner is rotating down. Tanner is going to sweep out this ward, so they will see him. We do see Nyar is on the other side of the map as Exoria does go in. Exoria doesn't have flash, will most likely die here, but does use that E. Almost getting the kill on Jay, but unable to clean it up. Really good gank there from Nyar. As we do see some pressure in the bot lane, Tanner looks like he is just going to recall. A little too scared to start this dive with all the summoners up, but overall really good play from the side of GME, seeing that Tanner was bot and executing a play top side. As we see him shift, as we see JT shift in, really weird shift as he doesn't have a lot of mana to keep following up on this. He does get binded, but no harm, no foul. Could have been a bit more disastrous if Tanner was still around, but Tanner just going to go get Raptors, didn't feel like waiting for that long.
Yep, definitely an aggressive shift forward. Braum had shield up, so luckily he didn't take too much damage. They were able to mitigate most of it, but like you said, risky one nonetheless.
As Tanner does land the EQ, but Tarim is a bit too far away. Both mid laners do have access to level 6, same with top lane. So we do see Exoria is farming with that E. The Q does land, as they are starting to get a little aggressive here in bot lane. The trap does not land as well, just a little off with the light binding and the Yordle snap trap combo. Sort of the reason you pick both of these things together. You know, you can layer so much CNC together with the trap, with the binding from the Lux. Just didn't connect there. As Fishy does have to play a little back. He is a little low. If he does get hit by one more Braum Q, he might die, as Exoria is once again ganking. Is going to have to use that Yonel to get out. Good by him, but once again, that's just a really long cooldown, and sort of what we wanted to see in Champ Select. We are really putting a lot of pressure into this top lane, causing Exoria to play a little off keel here.
Yep, doing pretty much exactly what we thought they might do, and sit on top of Jay, see if he can get ahead early in this bot lane, you know, play safe, and just by playing safe, JT's got about a 10 CS lead. The wave is crashing into Fishy, so it'll get a bit closer than that, but pretty good across the map for GME so far, aside from the double kill mid lane.
Yeah, and I mean the pressure top lane almost has Jay like double Exoria's minion kills right here, CS. So we're gonna have to see if Tanner can really alleviate some of this pressure that's been afforded by the Trundle this game.
He does have a large wave here where he's gonna make up a decent chunk of that, but Jay also getting these tower platings as he continues to pressure.
Exoria does go in, but does get chunked out as well. Not a really favorable trade for him, still down over 20 CS. As we do see, while this is going on, Tanner did kill that Ocean Dragon. Doesn't know that Nyar is right over the wall, but we'll probably see Bidoof fighting him in the river as well as this top lane trade is going on. Exoria does go in, lands the knockup from Mortal Steel, so should be safe. Tarim, though, sort of disrespecting the fact that Trundle could be here, but does land the Gravity Well into the Chaos Storm, and now Trundle is running for his life. Really good Cataclysm, though, from Tanner, as we do see both of them flash again, and another 2v2 double kill for the side of GENG. Really well played again, you know, once again, coming out on top on sums, and also on 2 kills again. Tanner and Tarim both just playing really well so far.
Yeah, so far they are doing really well, and that's what's keeping the gold pretty much even, is Tanner and Tarim making plays around the mid lane here. You see about 100 gold difference in the game, which is basically
Hmm.
negligible.
But yeah, I mean, when Tanner goes back, he's definitely going to be at the Gore Drinker. So we'll have to see. Oh, as we do see the Glacial Fissure is used. YB is really low. Ooh, is just able to get out of range of that Mystic Shot thanks to the heal from Caitlyn. But that is flash from Deluxe. Stash actually ping. Oh no, Stash is underneath third. He's going to get rooted. He's completely dead. Really well played from YB. And just a bit of a misplay from Stash. Didn't really understand that there were no other minions nearby. Playing a little too far forward. It does get punished. Really well played from YB after almost dying a couple seconds ago. Is YB now playing a bit aggressive? I don't know if he wants to do that though. Because he is still a bit low. One Ezreal combo could just chunk him out here.
As long as he plays the spacing correctly and holds onto his Q, I think it's fine. Because if Ezreal arcane shifts forward, you can land your Q fairly easily. But if you throw your Q out like just willy nilly, then Ezreal has a much easier time arcane shifting forward and landing that combo.
As we do see the Arcane Barrage used to clear the wave bot lane. Is trying to leave here. The Light Binding will miss though. A trap is also used, but not much else going on. Maybe JT tries to Arcane Shift him. Might not have had enough mana to do it. Because possibly him and Stash could have killed YB. They're playing a little too far forward. But no harm, no foul, as the lane is just sort of in a pretty even state right now. Even with that kill, JT is able to just farm bot lane, is up almost 20 CS, as we do see another gank come in top lane. Really good pillar there, as Tanner is fighting the Braum here, bot lane as well. Another good EQ from Tanner. Is applying this red buff really well. Stash does have his flash, though, will end up using the flash and his W, but we do see another really good Cataclysm from Tanner, and JT having no mana is forced to burn that flash. Really well played from Tanner so far, finding a lot of picks on this Jarvan, especially in a game where you didn't really expect it to happen. Is playing exceptionally well on the pick.
Yeah, Tanner so far, being the difference maker on the side of GenG, making things happen in the mid lane, picking up the early dragon, and now that exchange right there, getting another kill for the side of GenG and forcing the flash, like you mentioned.
As you see, Zori just not having a fun time at all in this top lane. Is 1 HP. Might die to another EQ from Jay. Is going to have to back off, though.
Jay wanted to flash on him so bad there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But, we'll concede the fact that he is going to get this whole top turret. And Exoria just having a really tough time right now. Yone just not really providing the power that Exoria wanted in this lane. Especially as their last pick, especially knowing that they were going Jay's top. Would have wished to see him have a bit more pressure in this lane, but just not really getting the attention from his teammates. Tanner, doing a lot around the rest of the map, but sort of leaning Zoria to die in a sense.
Yeah, which is typically not like the GenG playstyle. Typically, GenG wants to try and play through Exoria. So far, this game has definitely been more mid-centric, with getting the Victor ahead. Might be looking for something if Exoria walks up here.
Yeah, Exoria is playing it pretty safe, though. Knows that he's playing weak side right now, isn't going to try to push forward on that wave. Just really smart play from him overall, as he doesn't see the Trundle backed, but knew that Trundle was around. As Tanner now is actually coming topside, it is going to be a 2v1 top lane. And the rest of the team is bot side right now. Jay almost doing half of Tanner's health here. Does land the EQ, though. The Fate Seal does come out. JT does have his flash, but it does not matter. We'll end up dying, and I'm sorry, it's Jay top. It's very confusing to me. And just a really well played again from Tanner. Tanner hasn't missed an EQ on anybody yet. Just doing a really good job around the map, making a lot of these plays and sort of getting Exoria back in this game. Down 30 CS, definitely needed something to go his way, and that's really beneficial for him getting that kill. They will lose one dragon, but that doesn't really matter at this point. It's only Dragon 2. They already had one. As we will see, it is going to be an Infernal Soul up for grabs this game.
Yeah, and interesting to note, they might be looking for the dive bot lane here. Corky's here as well.
Ooh, this is a really good pillar. As Fishy does net over. Oh, YB almost gets a kill, but is unable to clean it up. Exoria does TP in late, as we do see Tarim is here as well. Does land the gravity well, does land the ulti as well. Almost dies Trundle. Trundle just going a little too aggressive and will get punished for it. Overall, really good TP from Exoria, getting himself a kill, netting himself a kill, wondering if he's going to keep going for the core key, but decides against it. And overall, it is a 3-for-1, so good play from GME, but it was a good answer there from the TP from Exoria to get himself a kill. As we see Tanner goes in and he finally misses an EQ, but is just literally winning the auto attack duel. And yeah, Tanner is so far ahead. Tarim's TP not even needed. Just red smiting JT there and completely beating the crap out of him. Jay. Not JT. God.
Come on.
I'm trying my best here. I'm trying my best here.
But yeah, like you said, the only thing is this Jarvan, the later this game goes, he will eventually fall off. I feel like late game Trundle wins that 1v1 in terms of junglers. But then on the side of GenG, you've got this Victor that scales really hard.
Yeah, I mean, everybody right now on the side of GenG doing pretty well for themselves. And with so many kills and assists going over to Tanner, it's going to make sure that he's relevant even deeper into this game. You know, probably working on that Sterak's gauge next. Is going to be a real damage threat in these team fights with how far ahead he is. As Tarim is now getting flanked by Stash. Really good from him. The Chaos Storm comes out. The Gravity Well is used as well. But just sort of out of position here. Jay gets offered a free kill and will gladly accept it. Really good roam by Stash there, picking out Tarim. Man, why have people got so many similar names? I'm gonna lose my mind.
Now, despite everything, might look at a kill on Bidoof here.
Yeah, really good EQ, saving his EQ for after the Valkyrie. Really well played from Tanner there, getting Exoria another kill. Exoria most certainly in this game now, 3-1. Down 30 CS, but is getting himself a lot of kills thanks to Tanner, thanks to his own TPs. As we do see engage here mid, Lux does get hit by the Glacial Fissure, flash used by Stash, flash EQ, and the Cataclysm afforded over to Tanner will net them the Ezreal kill. Overall, really well played. Thought that YB might go down, but just having more teammates over there is enough to keep him alive. And they take down Ezreal and blowing every single sum from the bot lane besides the Ignite of Stash.
Yep, really well played again from the side of GenG. They keep making plays around this mid lane, whether it be Tarim that's there, the bot lane that's there, and they keep making them work. And it's always Tanner, the one that's making them happen.
Yeah, Tanner's map movement right now just really good. Just sort of being everywhere that Nyar isn't and making it work. You know, having the EQ, doesn't really care if people are arcane shifting or Valkyrieing away. He's saving his abilities for when it's over. If anything, using his Cataclysm to extend even farther.
Yeah, really good discipline on the side of Tanner in that regard.
As right now, GenG is afforded almost a 3,000 gold lead from all of these early plays. Up 7 kills right now. And yeah, I mean, I would assume most of this gold differential might just be from the fact of the triple first strike on the side of GME, keeping them close in gold. But yeah, it is looking a bit dire for them right now, as they have been losing a lot of these mid lane skirmishes, these mid game skirmishes overall. As we do see Dragon is spawning in 30 seconds, and yeah, the side of GenG looking for another pick mid. He does miss the EQ Tanner, but we do see a lot of damage coming out of Stash. Has to use burns the Cataclysm to kill the Braum, as we see 2 TPs coming in from the side of GenG. The Subjugate is used by the Trundle. As we do see the packages used, they will most certainly kill Tanner here. Shutdown going over to B. And overall, a 1-for-1 jungler for support though, so definitely better on the side of GME. And yeah, Tanner having to use that Cataclysm to kill the Braum is not particularly what he wanted to be doing that fight.
No, and you saw him, he was trying to hold on to it for as long as he could, and in the end ended up using it to secure the kill. But he didn't want to use it, I don't think. He wanted to get the kill without it, because what you saw happen afterwards, he gave the shutdown over, Now GME is picking up their second dragon of the game.
Yeah, they are picking up their second dragon. Important thing to note, though, is that both of them did use their teleports there. Exoria and Tarim both have access to both of theirs, so we'll have more map pressure as the game continues to go on, at least for the next 5 minutes, right? The new teleport cooldown is 360 seconds, I think.
I'm not sure.
Maybe if I hover it, it'll tell me. 240 seconds, it says. And yeah, it looks like the client finally fixed those. We can see those teleports finally. So good job, Riot. Thanks.
They're a small indie company. It's okay.
Yeah, small indie companies. Yeah, now the gold lead is down to 1,500 because of that dragon, because of the shutdown. And right now, it's anyone's game. As we do see, Exoria is starting to scale up. He does have the shield bow, is working on that IE next, and will definitely be a force to be reckoned with in these team fights.
Definitely. Despite being, like you said, despite being behind, still going to be a problem. Jace also a really big problem right now. If you can get on like the back line, the Fishy and the YBs of GenG, and he'll absolutely delete them with his 2 items. He's almost got his man immune. Well, he almost has his tier stacked, which will build into the man immune, and then the damage that comes out of Jace after that is kind of high.
Yeah, no, Jace is also going to be a threat as this game goes on. Is about to finish fully stacking that tier. Is working on the mana immune though. Does not have that completed yet. But as you can see, that EQ being eaten by Exoria is a lot of damage. But Exoria does go all in here. Will end up using that flash as well, but isn't able to finish off Jay. But does do a sizable chunk to him as the rest of the Gen G team is starting this Baron. They are spotted out by the blue trinket, but 3 people right now on the side of GME in the bot side. And Exoria does have that TP ready. He is going to TP now. The Cataclysm is used. They are possibly going to be able to kill Bidoof, but aren't able to find the pick as 3 ults are used. Tanner now too far forward. And yeah, they're going to lose Tanner here as the Chaos Storm is used as well. Exoria in the front, shutdown going over to Ezreal as we hopefully see Tarim and YB able to clean up the rest of this fight, as we do see a TP is coming out from Jay on the top side of the map.
Yeah,
he's definitely going to be able to kill YB.
Probably both of them. YB for sure. We'll see.
Yeah, YB's looking like he's going down. Tarim, the last one standing, and yeah, just a bit of an over-aggressive step from the side of Gen G. They tried to kill Bidoof, but Bidoof having the Valkyrie, having the Flash, having the Braum with the Glacial Fissure was able to keep him alive as they finally decide to not go for the Baron, realizing that, hey, none of us can tank it, as Bidoof almost dying to the Baron there.
Yeah, none of them can tank it. Plus, Tanner was up in about 5 seconds and would be running there immediately if he needed to.
Yeah, but overall, a good fight from GME. Tanner just going a bit too far forward, and yeah, like we said, just not really having the follow-up from the rest of his team, and the side of GME just having so much more peel. Sort of wish he went something a bit more tanky, a bit more engagey. Perhaps a Zac or a Sejuani, but obviously can't bring it back now, and we're kind of stuck with this Jarvan pick.
I mean, I think Tanner did everything in his power in the early game to get his laners ahead, particularly Tarim in the mid lane. He got a lot of the kills on himself, but that's still assist gold and XP going towards them. And I think GME just played their team comp the way we talked about in Champ Select when we said, yeah, they just kind of want to kite back, play slow, peel backwards, slowly poke them down, and then, use the Jace combo on their backline and delete them.
As we, just a lot of damage from this GME comp, and no one really able to take. Yeah, oh my God, YB loses 80% of his health to 1 EQ, and will just die to the Arcane Barrage. YB dead. Tanner pinging YB's flash, and you hate to see it. Oh, as we see, Fishy does get caught out by the pillar, but does EQ, does use the net over it. But yeah, JT right now. Jay
is top.
Jay.
Come on.
Jay right now just doing so much damage on this Jace right now. Just being unstoppable right now. Just doing so much damage to Caitlyn and Lux in these team fights.
Yeah, 1 EQ on anybody in the backline right now, other than Victor when the crown is up. It just, takes them out of the fight. They have to back up. They can't play the way they want to play. They have to try to heal up somehow, or just play basically off of the monitors of the other team.
Yeah, and it's not going to get any better because they just don't have the hard engage to really stop the poke from the side of GME.
Nope, they'll have to look for maybe an Exoria flank with the Fate Sealed, or a really good Cataclysm from Tanner.
Yeah, and this Lux pick's just not really working out for YB as well. Instead of being the one looking for the picks, he's the one most likely getting picked in some of these important team fights, especially right there, as we do see him use the final spark to stop people's ult, and for some reason, Stash decided to use his Glacial Fissure. Now, I'm not saying why, but maybe it was just a misclick and he's inting. But who's to say? He might have to check PayPal after this game. But who's to say? Nobody knows for sure. But anyway, Glacial Fissure is on cooldown now as well. I'm just a bit frightened by Final Spark there.
Interesting to note, JT on the Ezreal this game opted for the Crown build. So you go Essence Reaver, Man Immune into Crown, and you're pretty safe from any all-in. It's really hard to kill the Ezreal when he's that build. And it kind of only works, though, when the other team doesn't really have any tanks. So I can see it working in this game with it just being the J4, the rest of the team being fairly squishy.
And I mean, especially for JT this game, he doesn't really need to do that much damage. The Jace and the Corki both really far ahead right now, doing a ton of damage both on 3 items. As we do see the Fate Sealed is used from Exoria, it does get Jay's flash, and just really good play from him, but now we have to see whether or not they can abuse this Jace pick now. Flashless in the bot lane, maybe see Tanner roam down there, try to get the kill on him, because they definitely need to do something to stop all this poke coming in right now from the side of GME. As Exoria does get caught out, loses half of his health, and Jay is winning this fight and just kills him with his Hammer Form E. The Arcane Barrage comes in mid, Fishy does flash it, and yeah, right now, every play right now coming up GME as we see the EQ used by Tanner over the wall. And yeah, I mean, GENG just has really no answer for anyone on the side of GME right now. GME just does so much damage, is so much farther ahead that Exoria is down 1.5 items right now. Mid lane, we're seeing an item discrepancy. Bot lane, we're seeing an item discrepancy. There's just no items right now on the side of GENG. As we do see them do a lot of damage. Locket is used, but the Chaos Storm is used as well. And now we might see a fight here. Bidoof is landing a lot of poke. That was a big rocket there, doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, they just force them off the bear and they trade ultimates. Clear out a little bit of vision. Nobody dies, so nothing lost, nothing gained here. I don't think anybody used any summoner spells.
Yeah, no sums used, just some ults being exchanged. We do see the dragon coming up in a minute and a half. It is sold for GME, so we'll have to see whether or not GENG can really do anything to get back into this game to sort of afford them the chance to fight for this dragon. They're going to farm like hell, as we do see. Tarim is on 3 items. He did get that Shadow Flame third. He is online right now. But the rest of the team right now just looking a bit too far behind, as we do see the Anathema's Chains is built for the Trundle. I don't know who he has it on right now. Most likely the Victor, but I am not entirely sure.
I would assume the Victor or the Yone, one of the two for sure.
As we're seeing a bit of an interesting build from Fishy here. Gale Force Collector, and it looks like he's going LDR third. Don't really... I mean, I haven't really seen Caitlyn builds, but it seems a bit weird, as we might see a pick here onto Nyar, but he does see the ward is popped, as YB does miss the Q, but we do see damage coming out. The Cataclysm is used as well. TP coming in from Tarim. They have to kill this Trundle, but this Trundle is very tanky. It's very hard to take him down. Jay comes in, but Jay is just completely wiped off the map. 2 kills right now, 2 for 1 right now for the side of GenG, as we see Bidoof is off by himself. Really good flash there from Tanner to pick off Corki. Really well played from him, and they do finally get some kills on the board. Really well played from Tanner there, sort of solo winning them that fight there. The EQ flash stopping the Valkyrie from Corki. Just really well played overall from Tanner. Tanner doing a great job this game. Gosh, man.
And with that, they're going to deny the soul point. So GME still 1 dragon away from getting soul. That's huge, actually. If they win that fight there and they get dragon, they get this infernal soul. Jay's EQs are probably going to one-shot YB.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we haven't seen him use it in a while on YB, but I wouldn't even be surprised right now if an EQ almost one-shot YB. It's close. It's definitely close.
It is definitely close.
But yeah, just a little too far forward with the Trundle there, and GME just sort of caught off guard. You know, you had the Ezreal and the Braum in mid lane. You had the Trundle and the Jace in the red pit, and then you had Corki coming in late from bot side, just sort of not coordinated enough. But now we see them just starting this Baron. They have the package. They think they're ready to go, as we do see YB is walking up by himself. He has to be careful, though, and so does Fishy. These rockets are doing a lot of damage. We do see the package come out. Fishy is one-shot, but the Corki does have to use his Zonias here. He will go down here. A double kill for Corki, but does end up dying as Tanner. Oh, he just misses the smite. Oh, that is so tough. The G8 is popped. He does use the Cataclysm. Double kill for Yone, though. Ixoria could carry this fight, as we do see Tarim is stunned. Tarim is doing a lot of damage to Braum. Braum most likely going to go down here. Tarim could carry this team fight. Does end up using the Zonias. Does die to the Arcane. Oh, the Mystic Shot. Ixoria just barely not able to kill the Trundle there. So close on the side of GenG, but to no avail, as we do see that GME comes out on top just barely. Oh man, a couple Qs, a couple abilities going the wrong way, and maybe Tarim and Ixoria can clutch that fight up, but man, what a close fight.
It doesn't get much closer than that one.
Yeah. We're talking about like one ability away from death on both sides, and that is very close. But yeah, I mean, GenG, while being down 4K gold, are not out of the woods. They are not out of it yet. They can definitely win fights. You know, they did take off 3 Barons there. They are down like a little less than 4K gold, but they have what it takes to win team fights. They have pressure. Yone has scaled enough to be a threat in these fights, and Tarim is almost at 4 items. He is a big threat as well.
Definitely is. Jace quite far ahead of Ixoria here, though. Got 2 levels on him, about 60 CS roughly. He's almost full build. He's got his stopwatch, and he's just going to build that into GA, and then he's full build.
I couldn't even see what happened to Jace that fight. Did he just get killed by Ixoria? I feel like I sort of missed it. He must have been in the pit and got killed by Ixoria. As we see, Tarim is going for a fight here, but does have to be careful. That, like you said, that is almost a full build Jace, as Tarim is also on 4 items, though. YB landing a lot of bindings onto Stash, but not much else coming out of it, as we do see the 4 of them are sieging mid. Looks like they're just giving this up, though, with Tarim and Ixoria in the side lanes. Bit odd, but you know, it doesn't really matter at this point if you lose mid inhib. Gives you time to scale up and possibly get more waves on under your belt. Especially with Dragon only up in a minute and a half. You will be clearing this mid wave over and over again, so it's not that crazy. Now this bot wave, they definitely need to defend. As we do see YB is picked out. Oh, he's really low. Is the Arcane Barrage available? It is not. YB is lucky.
It is now.
It is now, but he's probably in base. As yeah, this is sort of the problem now with the side of GenG's comp. They're getting sieged, and they don't really have anybody to walk up and contest under these turrets. These EQs from Jace just doing so much damage underneath the turret. Basically, every time Fishy or YB gets hit, they have to walk immediately back to base.
Yeah, the damage output is no joke at this point.
As the dragon is spawning in 30 seconds, they do have pressure on it right now. Tanner on the side looking for this flank EQ, though. Could be a big deciding factor in who wins this fight. As another EQ lands, Exoria losing half of his health. Trundle is running in, will land the pillar, but not having the rest of his team will disengage. And oh my god, the poke is just so much on the side of this GenG comp. There's just nothing that GenG could do to engage on GME right now.
Yep, not much you can do, and it's like Tanner's like, can I go this angle? Can I go that angle? And pretty much every angle is no. They're going to blow me up so fast.
And yeah, they're just starting this dragon. They have so much damage, and they will just get the Infernal Soul. And now this poke is just going to be at such a higher level with having Infernal Soul basically every single time you land an ability.
Yeah, I'm excited to see these Jace EQs. The amount of damage that he can dish out with them now, it's going to be disgusting, to say the least.
Yeah, especially being full build now. Did complete that GA. Tanner's GA about to be up as well. Marin spawning in a minute and a half, and things are looking really dire from the Gen G side right now.
Yeah, so GME, Jay has Flash and GA up. I fully expect Jay to Flash on the back line and try to just blow them up, sacrificing his GA here in the next team fight. Um, if he feels like it, they could play it slow and poke them down. But I feel like it's more Jay style to flash in and blow them up that way.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you know, with the package going to be available for this Baron fight, maybe we see Corki also get in on the fun. You know, these GME carries just having so much damage, so much priority in this game to land poke and stuff. It's just so hard for the side of Gen G to handle all this. We're just gonna have to see another banger engage from Tanner, or else this game might be over within the next 5 minutes.
And you see Jace in these side lanes absolutely decimating any turret that he gets to touch. You leave him alone with it for a couple seconds, and it's probably going to go down.
So we do see GME is on the bot side, and yes, someone in the chat is calling out the Kalen build. It is a bit interesting. I don't really understand it myself either, but hey, you know, looking for damage against tanks and squishies. As we do see Tanner is on the side here, but is completely warded out as he does flash in and does end up using a stopwatch as well. The Glacial Fissure, the Fate Sealed comes out as well. Exoria is in the backline, will end up killing the Braum, but will go down himself. Jace is in the backline killing people right now, but we are actually just stuck here watching Tarim die as well. An unstoppable JT right now. And yeah, this game is looking over as it's just Tanner and Fishy on the side of Gen G. Not really having a lot of options to stay in this game. As, yeah, there goes 80% of Fishy's health to 1 EQ. Very nice. He's in the fountain, by the way. As we do see, the ult comes out. But yeah, nothing really going to happen here as GME is going to win this game. They are unbeaten right now in the KDL. They have taken down the Likings of Gen G. They've taken down World Enders. They've taken down Honey Butter Chip. And it just doesn't seem like anyone right now can handle them as GME are going to go for 3-0. Just really well played from them.
Have to agree. They scaled into their champions, and the damage, like we keep saying it, but the damage that they're outputting between Corky Rockets and JCQ, Ezreal Mystic Shots, it just is too much to deal with.
Yeah, simply too much for them to deal with as Gen G does have another game right after this, so we are not going to interview them, but we will be interviewing the side of GME who just won the game. So if they could just move into a channel where I can pull them in here, I would really appreciate it. Oh wait, I can see them. Oh, let's go, baby. Oh, but it's so deep. Oh my god. I can't pull them all the way up. Yeah, you guys have to move up. I'm sorry. Hopefully someone's watching this stream. Genji Chovy, get out of here. Okay, there we go. They're moving.
Interview? What happened?
Yo, what's up? I'm sorry. I was fixing something. Gen G, not Gen G, GME. What's
Oh,
up,
Whoa, whoa,
gang?
whoa, whoa.
The winners. The winners.
The winners. Yeah, of course, the winners. How do you guys feel after that dominating win? Um, yeah, let's just start with that.
It
Feel
was
very
fun.
dominating. I don't think, for
Hmm.
me at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, today I learned that I'm a Dom in the SM play scale.
Well, that's good to know. Um, are you guys surprised by anything Gen G pulled out this game? I at least for one was surprised after you guys picked Ezreal and Corki that they decided to pick Jarvan. Uh, not really known for being good against both those champions. So were you surprised by any other picks in their draft overall?
We were surprised by everything. We only know what Exoria plays, honestly.
Oh yeah,
Zero prep on this team.
Zero prep. Well, you know YB played Thresh. You banned the Thresh. Are you scared of
Oh
YB's
yeah. Well,
Thresh?
he played it like I don't know, like every game I've seen of them. So
Yeah, they have.
might as
This is
well.
true.
Yeah.
So you're not wrong.
I don't know. Yeah, we
Okay.
mixed bag.
Yeah,
Um.
we knew basically hard engages were like the only thing that would go against our pro comp, so
Mhm.
we banned out the Diana. That's pretty good this patch, and we didn't really know what else Tanner would play. I mean, he did well in the early game with Jarvan, but I don't think Jarvan and Yone are good enough to sort of hard engage when we have the Braum and Trundle to sort of deter
Mhm.
the other.
Yeah, makes sense to me. And then another question, just for JT. JT, we saw you go with the crown build this game. Is this something you decided to do just this game, or do you feel like this is like the most optimal Ezreal build right now?
Yeah, I think it's just the most safe build.
Hmm.
Especially when they dive in. Like, as long as I don't get hit by like random Lux E, they can't really pop off my crown, and if I get all in, like I just don't take damage, and yeah, it's crazy cooldown reduction as well and everything. So yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, okay. Dilly, did you have any questions for GME?
just more of a statement towards Jay. I was hoping for a dark tech build. I didn't get it, so I expect one next game.
Damn. All right, I got you. I got you.
is this like
All
the
right.
first with a rare Jace
Yeah,
games, right?
yeah. Oh, yeah, one of the first Jace games. Not too many people are confident enough to pick it.
Yeah, and
Hell
clearly
yeah.
you guys were confident at the pick it and really showed it off this game. So really kudos to you guys. You guys have beaten World Enders, you guys have beaten Honey Butter Chip, you guys have beaten Gen G today. Your next game is against Catgirl enthusiasts. Do you feel like them, or like anyone else in the league can really stand up to you guys right now?
Expect another dub when we play you guys. Just saying.
Wow. Okay, that's fine.
Damn.
No, that's fine.
Toxic.
That's fine. No, it's not.
Toxic.
That's not. Listen, having
Uh,
confidence is not toxic. I would say the same thing.
I would not.
Wait,
One is right. One is wrong.
Dilly, say how we're gonna beat them in the next game. Come on.
Whenever we play them, whenever it might be, we might win.
He can't even say it,
Damn,
dude.
bro, no confidence. All right. Well, anyway,
Damn.
Jimmy, thank you so much. Good luck with the rest of your games, and look forward to watching your next game.
thank you, thank you.
Thanks.
As that was just GME. We're going to take a quick little break. I have to quickly switch around some slides.